All right, if we are ready, I will call the meeting to order. Starting with Mr. Schultz, who will do the Pledge of Allegiance and the Statement of Acknowledgement.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
And now I will read our Statement of Acknowledgement and Honor of Indigenous and Diverse Communities. We begin this meeting with acknowledgement of and honor for the many legacies that have impacted our community, particularly those buried over time. Acknowledging truth is critical to building mutual respect and connection across all barriers of heritage and difference. Cheltenham Township stands within the Lenape-Hokank, the ancestral homeland of the Lenni-Lenape civilization. Their people were, and still are, caretakers of this land and its rivers, and their legacy continues. We pay respect to their elders, past and present. Our community owes its existence and vitality to generations from around the world who contributed their hopes, dreams, and energy to making the history that led to this moment. Some were brought here against their will, some were drawn to leave their distant homes in the hope of a better life, and some have lived on this land for more generations than can be counted. Please take a moment to consider the many legacies of violence, displacement, migration, and settlement that bring us together. As a school district committed to fostering intellectual curiosity and discourse in service of social justice, join us in uncovering such truths.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. Ms. Harding will do the roll call.
Ms. Blitzstein,
Present.
Mr. Burdell-Williams,
Present.
Mr. Epps,
Present.
Ms. Henry,
Present.
Ms. Lohman,
She's not present tonight.
Ms. Mulhern,
She is not present tonight.
Ms. Murphy,
She is not present tonight.
Mr. Schultz,
Present.
and Dr. Whiting.
Present.
Thank you. That concludes the roll call.
Thank you, Ms. Harding. Next, we will have the solicitor's report by Mr. Diazio.
Thank you. Good evening. The board met in executive session tonight prior to tonight's public meeting. The board received its annual safety and security update from the district's safety and security coordinator as required by the Pennsylvania School Code on an annual basis. And that was the discussion that was held in the executive session. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Diazio. Public comments on agenda items only. If there's anyone in the public that would like to make a comment, you can raise your hand and you'll be unmuted. If you have a question, please state your name and where you reside in the district. All others can reply to CSD board meetings comments at cheltenham.org. There are no hands raised, so we will go on to the approval of agenda items. So can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any board comments? All right, we will move to the vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. All right, the motion carries. Can we scroll down, Ms. Harding, to section B? The adoption of the 2024-2025 final budget and tax levy needs to be updated. And so unfortunately, we will not be able to take the vote on that part of the agenda. We are moving to have this meeting held on Friday. It will be posted hopefully by Thursday to give ample notice for the change.
And Ms. Henry, if I could just
Yes.
supplement for the record, I just want to make sure that the board and the public is clear. The proposed final budget was advertised as is required by law. The adoption of the budget, as well as the installment plan resolution and the homestead farmstead matter that the board were going to take action on this evening were all properly noted on the agenda within the required timeline. There was a portion of the budget resolution that when the budget resolution was copy and pasted from one agenda to the next, a portion of it did not carry forward. And the portion that did not carry forward was an important part of the resolution. And so therefore we need to just go back, and that's the piece that needs to be, make sure that we have on advertisement for at least 24 hours. There's nothing necessarily changing in the budget. There was a discussion about the budget at the last finance committee meeting. It was just an issue with respect to the language that made it onto tonight's agenda, and an oversight that we just need to correct and allow 24 hours public notice for the public.
Thank you for that context and explanation, Mr. Diazio. We will move to public comment on non-agenda items. If there are any members of the public who have questions or comments, again, you can raise your hand. You'll be unmuted. All others watching virtually can respond to CSD board meeting comments at cheltenham.org. I don't see any hands raised, so we will move on to the agenda. Our future meetings are as listed on the agenda. I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Epps and Ms. Blitzstein. All in favor, say aye.
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 The meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.